It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh, let's review.
We'll analyze the scene.
Sounds holly jolly to me.
Before it's over, let's begin.
Bum.
Bum.
That's right, folks. Since the Christmas season is upon us, we thought the way to celebrate and get into the holiday spirit would be with some holiday reviews.
6 to be exact. Selected and arranged for your Yuletide pleasure.
So silver up those bells, light the multicolored lights, and go out and build a snowman as we engage in some
Seasonal
seasonal
shenanigans.
shenanigans. Yes.
What are we here talking about tonight, Jacob?
Well, Dragon, I'm glad you asked, Mr. Dragon.
Mhm.
Well, as you can see, tonight we have The Bad Guys, a very bad holiday.
Yes. So, what did you think about it?
I thought it was okay. It wasn't really too impressive, if you ask me.
Hmm.
What did you think?
Ah, well, not far off from how I feel about it. Yeah, here's the thing. So I have a great fondness for the DreamWorks holiday specials.
Like, which one specifically?
Well, I mean, I remember they used to. I don't know if you remember they aired them and then they put them on the DVDs and then those kind of eventually went to Netflix with the exception of two. But essentially, it's the Kung Fu Panda holidays. I think is probably my favorite of the bunch. Then you have
I don't think I've actually seen that one.
that one's my favorite of the four. Then you have like Shrek the Halls. You got the Gift of a Night Fury and
Hmm.
and uh,
I actually
the
haven't seen any of these.
Merry Madagascar, which is the one about, and there's a small one that was kind of on the Madagascar original release that you can also it's included if you watch them on Netflix. You have the penguins of essentially the penguins of Madagascar, but not from the show. It's just about the penguins. It's like a Christmas caper with the penguins. So that one's a short. That one's not a TV special.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of Kung Fu Panda, the trailer for the fourth one just dropped.
Yes, yes. Odd timing on that one.
How so?
Well, no, I just mean it's almost as if it were planned that hey, we're talking something DreamWorks related, and lo and behold, what drops but something DreamWorks related.
So brief. So we'll keep this brief since that's not the focus. What are your thoughts on the Kung Fu Panda thing?
I mean it. I kind of like what DreamWorks is going for right now, in which they're revisiting their franchises, but with kind of a renewed energy after Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. However, I am curious. It seems like we've done away with the five, and I think that's a very questionable choice.
I mean, I think they're still confirmed to be in the movie.
Well, that's the thing, though. But it very much seems like that they're not really at all represented here, and I wonder if that might be a like them trying to change the pace of things. And I don't know if that's going to be to the movie's benefit or its detriment because we like the five.
I mean, the five are great, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like they are bringing Shifu and Mr. Ping back, so
Well, of course. I mean, you
so,
need them though. You need the father figure and the father. So
so the heart of the movie is still there.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
And,
I
and,
got
and speaking of fathers, I think Poe's actual father is still confirmed to be in it. So
I mean, we'll see on that one. That's what I'm saying. It feels like they're trimming the fat. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, are they actually calling it Kung Fu Panda 4? Is there like a
yes,
certain? Okay, so it's fully just Kung Fu Panda 4.
yes.
Okay. All
I,
right.
maybe we'll do a trailer breakdown on that eventually, but that's not what we're here tonight for. Actually, I do have some comments here. Code Kia says, "How bad was it?" I think it's just a pun based on this,
Yeah.
but we'll obviously get into that. Have you guys covered anything DreamWorks animation? Well, we actually do cover some stuff related to DreamWorks. It just doesn't really come up as much.
We've covered at least some. We covered pretty much my biggies. We've covered Megamind and El Dorado. So
And the sad thing is we have not actually covered the movie that this came from. We have not. We did not. We never did anything for the bad guys.
Yeah, no, we talked about it on memoirs, but that's about as far as we
Which
really
is
did.
which is a shame because the movie's great.
Yeah, yeah, I'm iffy on the villain plot, but yeah, it's good.
I mean, the overall movie though is great.
No, yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah.
I think that I mean I don't I think they're trying I don't think they're trying to hide who the villain was. Obviously,
Well, sure. I mean, also it's that, and I honestly, I think he's better. Honestly, I think he's better here. But the Piranha was a bit of an iffy addition in the bad guys.
yeah. Well, either way, we'll get to our thoughts on that in a bit.
Sure. All right. So, Scotia background. It's not a whole lot because this is relatively new, and there's not really a whole lot to it. But I guess just a retread, just some ground with the bad guys. In case anyone didn't was not aware, bad guys based on the Scholastic book series.
Yep, Aaron Blabey is the author.
Yes, yes. So essentially, DreamWorks optioned the book, and they turned into a movie. And basically the way they
which of course it's loosely based on it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at least on this project, the book's creator was like a producer on it, so he oversaw certain things.
I think it's great as like a consulting producer on this.
Right.
But go on.
Anyway, sorry. What was I getting at? Sorry. Right. Sorry. Okay. So, yeah, this is the bad guys. The big thing to know with the bad guys is, if memory serves, it came before Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, right? Because Puss in Boots is like about was it 2022?
Okay, they both came out in the same year. Bad guys did come first.
Okay, so either way it came first. So that's the thing. But the bad guys is kind of, I want to say the first in DreamWorks is kind of like revitalized, kind of. Well, I don't know if revitalized is the right. Basically, since the merger, DreamWorks is kind of I don't know if it's purely because of the merger or it was just like where they're looking back on things like, you know what, let's change up the animation style a little bit to measure like post Spider-Verse, which kind of the whole industry has. But we've done this kind of this interesting new kind of look on the animation, which they've been applying to a lot of the recent films like this.
I mean, the animation was like one of the main reasons to see the movie in the first place.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If memory serves, the Baggers was the first time they implemented that, and then we kind of, at the very least, by proxy of release, it was that and Puss in Boots that year really kind of like, hey, here's like a new way we're doing the animation, which is really appealing.
It basically showed that DreamWorks was like able to still fire at the top of their game.
Yeah.
It's like they proved like I mean, especially Puss in Boots. We didn't. Besides the sad thing, we didn't discuss Puss in Boots either.
I'm trying to remember actually.
We never did like a spoiler cast or anything on it.
Well, that was because I wasn't able. Well, I think Tiki might have done that one. You sure he didn't? He didn't do like something on Puss in Boots just without us.
Nope, he didn't. He and I even discussed that at one point. We never did anything for Puss in Boots.
Oh well. Anyway,
it's like we really should ramp up more of our DreamWorks stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of us did. None of us. I don't think any of us did anything for Ruby Gilman either.
Well, that one was intentional, though. I mean,
I still haven't seen them.
That trailer just looked really bad.
Anyway,
yeah. So, point being, we've implemented a new style of animation, which has worked wonders so far. Sadly, for this, however, none of the original voices returned, like their cinematic counterparts, and this is a phenomenon that we've seen on the smaller, the smaller screen DreamWorks stuff, like the Kung Fu Panda show and the God, there's some better examples.
Technically, Penguins of Madagascar, except for Skipper.
Yeah, okay. Well, that one's I don't know. That you're right, but actually, DiMaggio's in both though. It's DiMaggio and Skipper.
I think DiMaggio took over like in the movies after the show came out. I don't think he was the original Rico.
You sure? I don't know about that one.
I think the only other person to come back is Conrad Vernon as one of the monkeys.
All right. Well, either way, even if that is the case, DiMaggio was Rico in like that Christmas short I told you about, which came out in tandem with the movie. So at the very least, that's where he first got the job, and then they put him on the show. If that's how that went.
Okay, but I don't think he voiced him in the movies until
afterwards. Fair enough. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. So I know we have some stuff coming up with DreamWorks. I'm really interested to see how it goes. Like, for example, Megamind is getting a series on Peacock. Now, I'm thrilled by that news, but I am curious. Like, oh boy, I don't know if we're gonna actually get if we're actually going to get Will Ferrell, or if that's going to be a sound alike, because that could make or break that show.
I mean, that would be good. Hopefully they do. I mean, I thought it was confirmed that he was, but that's
I
fine.
didn't hear anything on that, so I don't know.
I mean, I heard that like there was like at least like speculated that he was.
Well, it's definitely hoped that he is.
I mean, definitely.
Regardless, yeah, they've announced some series, and in the past, DreamWorks has done stuff on the smaller screen. They've gotten sound alikes, like for the Kung Fu Panda series, and they have, I believe, I forget if it's I don't know if it's Wally Winger, if it's like a Winger.
Mark Winger.
Thank you, Mark. That's because no, I know it's not Wally Winger. I was trying to. It was like I forget if there's any relation between the Wingerts on that, but yeah.
No idea.
Anyway, so we had a sound like does a pretty good job with those. It's not that it's not a kiss of death necessarily, but film that's very driven by the voice talent, like the Bad Guys, is in large parts like, hey, we have Sam Rockwell, Mark Maron as Mr. Snake, Mr. Wolf. It's something's going to sound a little off.
The only other thing I can think of that got majority of their cast back was the Dragons series.
Exactly. That's a thing. Yeah. So you have that. And also, that actually got two Christmas specials. You have that, and then you have Holiday Homecoming, which is set around the third How to Train Your Dragon, or at least between. Yeah, it's set right before the very end of the third How to Train Your Dragon.
Huh. I haven't seen any of these specials.
Yeah, well, get on it, man. Where's your holiday spirit?
Are they on Peacock now, or are they
the majority of them are on Netflix, like this. The only ones that you will not find there, I believe, are you're not going to find Kung Fu Panda Holiday on there. That one, I don't know, maybe they added the Peacock, maybe they didn't. Holiday Homecoming is either on Hulu or Peacock. And the Shrek the Halls may or may not be. No, actually, I'm sorry. Shrek the Halls is on Netflix. I don't. I guess just Kung Fu Panda Holiday. I don't know.
All right, that doesn't really matter right now, anyway.
All right. The point being, I'm unsure if there is a series for the Bad Guys in the works right now, because it very much feels like if they're going to do a holiday special that will not have the main voice talent on it, it feels like, just given the look of the special and everything, it really implies to me that this might be like a sample, like almost like not a pilot per se, but kind of like a taste of like, hey, we might be developing the Bad Guys into a series.
It kind of seems like they were producing a season of the series and just rip this out of it to have a standalone special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. It does feel like that. So,
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just what it feels like.
Yeah. Anyway. So, anyways, that's again. So either between Netflix and Peacock, we've been getting some new DreamWorks stuff and revisiting some film concepts like this, and that's pretty much all we know for this one. So
DreamWorks is really spreading themselves all over the place.
Well, I think it's because they're looking for a new direction since this whole merger has happened.
I mean, some of their stuff is on Netflix, some of it's on Hulu, some of it's on Peacock.
Well, to be fair with the Hulu thing, Hulu was just more like that was before they had it was before the merger, really. That was just kind of like, I guess before they really settled on what's going where. So the Hulu was just more of like, it might not even still be on Hulu. I'm just saying that was like more like it aired on network TV and then it got moved somewhere. So
now one of their Dragon series is like Hulu original. Funny enough, you can watch it on Disney Plus now.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So here's the thing: the How to Train Your Dragon series, real quick, and we have to get back on topic. But
I know
the thing with How to Train Your Dragon is originally started off as a series on Cartoon Network, and then it essentially got continued and picked back up on Netflix. It got slightly rebranded. Same show, same continuity. Only it basically is just like, hey, we're putting it all on Netflix, and we're basically in the middle around. Basically, we're building right to How to Train Your Dragon 2. It's essentially
basically the Clone Wars treatment.
I mean, essentially, yes. Like the first, that's the thing. Basically, the whole series is between 1 and 2, and then you have like that special, which is like right tail end of 3. So yeah.
All right. So enough tangents. We should probably get to the special.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So, So let's see. So already, like the movie, we have Mr. Wolf. He's breaking the fourth wall. He's setting up, basically spelling out to the viewer, like, "Hey guys,
In
this is
rhyme.
well, yeah, in rhyme. This is before the movie.
Yep.
It's a prequel of sorts."
Like specifically the year before the movie.
Yeah.
It's like
So yeah,
talking about like their overall plan, which is to basically use the town being basically empty on during Christmas to go on a holiday heist-acular.
yes, which is kind of an annual tradition amongst the bad guys. They steal because everything's deserted on Christmas Day, so why not?
Yep.
But basically, they're kind of making their Santa list right now. They're making their wish list. Figuring out like, oh boy, what can we steal this time?
Mr. Piranha one is kind of jonesing for that stinky cheese.
Yeah, which knowing that character is like, you do not give that guy stinky cheese.
Well, somebody did at the end.
Yeah, no, someone did.
Well, to be fair, he doesn't have to live with them.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, though, like the idea. The funny thing is, we know the special. Obviously it goes wrong, and they try to recreate it. But honestly, seeing the actual heist would have been, I think, would have been a much more interesting aspect than them trying to get going to the heist.
Yeah, that's the thing, because we love seeing him in the midst of the heist and everything. It's the whole Ocean's 11 charm of the bad guys, so it does feel like something's missing.
I mean, the opening few minutes of the movie is what sells you on the whole thing.
Well, yeah.
The Mr. Snake's birthday heist.
Oh yeah.
That basically shows like, oh yeah, this is what this movie's about.
It's delightful.
Oh yeah.
All right, so anyway, so let's see. So they find their main target this year. Like essentially the Red Rider of heist targets, which is the city corporation, the city corp bank. Bank is like the main stop. This big old bank that's going to be empty on Christmas Day. It's the weirdest thing. I wish I was able to go back to the movie and check, but Mr. Snake, it's like something really off with the way they animate him in this to me, because I think it's that. Initially, I thought it was that he didn't have like human teeth behind the snake teeth in the movie, but I think he probably does, but just something's, yeah.
I think he did.
Well, that's the thing, because I don't know. Looking, maybe it's because it's been a while. I don't know, or it's just like maybe there's something a little off with the way we animate, because the teeth look really distracting, or at the very least, it feels like we have human teeth, but in doing so, the snake teeth disappear. I'm thinking that might be it.
I think overall the animation feels off in this.
Yeah. And to be fair, it's a big downgrade from like the big whammo blammo like action and like the cart kind of like that the frame rate thing that we've been doing. So they can't do that on the small screen. So that definitely was apparent.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, anyway, so they have a target. Tiffany Fluffit, the main reporter lady character. She's reporting on how Gaga the love fest that the whole city has for Big Nick. Now, Jacob, why don't you tell the kids about Big Nick?
Well, Big Nick is this giant Santa balloon that is basically the linchpin of the entire town's holiday spirit.
Yes, and it's literally just nothing extra fancy about it. It's just a giant, like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon.
Big Nick energy, as they'd call it.
Yes.
I saw a shirt that said that the other day. That's why it's on my mind. Sorry.
All right, so.
I apologize for the lame pun.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so the point being, a lot of enthusiasm, with the Macy's, kind of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day-esque parade.
Yep. Like I said, it essentially turns out to be the linchpin of the entire city's holiday spirit. Because the bad guys, like, in their pretty neat car, still a pretty cool car, you gotta admit, they still have this swanky car.
Oh, yeah.
It accidentally catches onto the balloon, which you'd think they'd built on the balloon better in this situation, but
admittedly, this is like it's the cartoon physics of okay, so if they run into the rope of the parade balloon, it gets caught under a wheel, it'll keep chasing them instead of just like tearing asunder like a car tire going at like hundreds of miles per hour.
Basically, yeah. But it's one of those things that are acceptable breaks from. It's cartoon logic. It doesn't have to follow real world logic.
Yeah, no issue there. I'm just saying it's like it's kind of playing with that a little.
Yep.
The bad guys are just spotted, like it's the bad guys, and they're all freaking out. So they book it, and in doing so, they accidentally have hooked onto Big Nick, and they're misconstruing the situation as the bad guys are stealing Big Nick, which they don't even want this thing.
Like they're not trying to steal the balloon, but the balloon just keeps following them, and they eventually do get rid of it, but it ends up catching on fire and basically incinerating on a building.
Yeah, and they do kind of like that, like Christ burned into the side of the barn, or Christ burns like the toast kind of effect too, where it's like his likeness is like is kind of shit. His face implant is on the building.
Yeah, but every time they try to wash it off, but it just makes it more horrifying.
To me, actually, had they left it there, it actually would look really cool and festive and seasonal. But no, they made it horrifying.
Yeah,
made into a ghost.
Yep. And so, thanks to their holiday spirit being ruined,
they killed Christmas.
They killed Christmas. Christmas is canceled, yada, yada, yada.
They lit Christmas on fire, Jacob.
Yeah, they did. And because of that, the town decides, you know what, because that one balloon was destroyed, we're not celebrating it. And the guard goes back to his the guard job at the bank and will be there and extra attentive.
Which is really funny, just the uber specificness of this guard.
Because he doesn't want to be staring at the Saint Nick effigy, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word for it, but
effigy is a little different, but I don't know. I think kind of like the remembrance of them or something. But
yeah, the after image.
There you go. There you go. Something.
Yeah.
All right. Doesn't look at the aftermath.
Yep. It burns it. It's burned into his soul.
Yep, much like it's burned onto that building.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is not good for the holiday heist.
Speaking of puns, I love puns.
Yes. All right, let's see. So in terms of I love this too. I love how Webbs is going like Santa Claus deserves our respect. He breaks into more homes than we ever have, and he never got caught.
I said I do like that kind of angle though. It is kind of it's like classic villain, like a villain's like in Christmas. The thing is, the bad guys don't actually hate Christmas. They just hate the holiday spirit associated with it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Of course, the key with the bad guys is that they have to be, charismatic and fun without being like truly like evil or repugnant. So in this case, it's like the redeeming value is that they like Christmas and they don't hate the holiday. Their holiday is more skewed to like taking versus giving.
Exactly, it's like it makes them sick.
Yeah,
So they're all against that. And obviously, and to jump ahead also a little bit, like the heist against Santa would have also been more interesting than what we got here too.
Yeah, but we need a sequel for that one.
Hopefully it happens, but considering this takes place before they got redeemed, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I suspect that is probably not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or to the Piranha's just sleeping the problem off, which is not going to get him anywhere.
It's not setting the clock back 24 hours, it's telling him to sleep and then doing that.
Yeah.
Which obviously won't solve anything.
He wants to do like a moment in time or somewhere in time the problem away.
It's like a dream. It's like a dream. It didn't happen. It's like something tells me he doesn't grasp the concept of the passage of time.
Nope. All right, so the Wolf hatches a plan: recreate the balloon, fix the holiday spirit, which means the heist will be back on.
Which is a good idea.
All right. So attempt number 1. What do we get?
A horrifying balloon.
No, not yet. That's the second one.
Yeah, but okay, what was the first one then?
We get the awesome Robo-Claw. Seriously, how great is
Robo-Claw? Oh, yeah. It's Webb's apparently designed was trying to surprise them on Christmas Day, but It's like Robo Claws.
Now, admittedly, I appreciate good mech designs, and this is an awesome mech of Santa Claus. I'm not gonna lie. I was this to me was the highlight of the whole special season, the Robo Santa.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't really speak much for the rest of the special, does it?
No, but it's still pretty cool
I
though.
mean, it is a cool design. It fits with the. I mean, the funny thing is, it fits with the rest of the aesthetic of the show as well.
Sadly, he's not really jolly, which is kind of a deal breaker for what they're going for. So they go to Plan B, which is going to recreate the balloon, and the results are
A horrifying mess, like
scary beyond reason.
like scary beyond, absolutely scary beyond all reason. Right? Exactly. It's like it was a good idea. Like obviously, Mr. Wolf had the right idea. You
Yep.
know, to recreate the balloon, but obviously their artistic skills are not up to snuff.
Yeah.
And they create this like Lovecraftian abomination Santa of balloon.
Yep.
I mean, how else would you describe it besides like Lovecraftian?
Ah,
I mean,
uh-huh.
its beard turned out to be a tentacle.
Yeah.
Not very good for spreading holiday cheer either way.
Nope. And basically, it flies off.
Yep, and like it's like, well, it's someone else's problem now, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so they got 12 hours to cheer up the entire city. They figure the shark. The shark, of course, he's usually the distraction man. He's the impersonator. He basically is like we could impersonate. He loves the Christmas villains, so he's figured they could impersonate one of them and kind of get a show going. So it's like the Grinch.
The Grinch, Hans Gruber, which basically cements Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
Yep, and then we end up on Scrooge. He has like the hat and he's got the chops.
Yep, the master of disguise.
So basically, I love the piranhas going, he partied with ghosts and he wore a dress to bed.
He was hardcore.
Yeah, this level, and he wore a dress to bed.
Yep.
All right, so
technically it's a nightgown.
Well, of course.
It's like that'd be Scrooge would be like, it's a nightgown.
We know who appreciates the nightgown.
Yes.
Dean Winchester.
Oh yes.
Yes. It's like I'm wrapped in hugs.
I haven't actually seen that episode of Supernatural yet, but
it's actually in 2 episodes. Both good, actually.
I'm taking it in like the first 5 seasons then.
No. Well, I mean, look this way. In the last season of Supernatural, they did get an episode in there that was like a fun one. They did. They had all the holidays in it, so they did like he got the nightgown as like a Christmas gift. That was a reference to the Scooby Doo episode. So it's kind of
It's like I'm wrapped in hugs. I did see the Scooby Natural episode though.
So that's the thing. So that's a callback to they kind of brought it back in this holiday episode, which basically. The boys they crammed in all the holidays, like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all in like this montage, and it's really funny.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, point being, the shark's figuring like his story's never been properly told. I can do that.
And what I mean properly told is like the whole like Tiny Tim keeping him down, like the whole redemption arc.
That nefarious Tiny Tim.
Yeah, that was their problem.
Yeah, making him feel bad.
And then like him redeeming himself, like no, that's not it being properly told.
You know what his sentiment is, Jacob?
What is it?
It's a crutch.
It's a crutch. Yes, like the one
crutch next to an empty chair. That's sentiment.
Like the one Tiny Tim uses.
Exactly.
That Bob Cratchit just lays at a grave.
Yep. Like, oh yeah, sure, Bob. Just trying to get sympathy. Just lay in the crutch, right there. You know what? It's like a little food wouldn't have cured like tuberculosis. It wouldn't have helped. Okay.
Well, to be fair, it is yet to come, not tomorrow.
The boy was already sick.
Yeah, and well, that's because Ebenezer Scrooge didn't pay him.
Well, maybe he could have done some overtime. You don't know.
Dragon, I think you have some issues with the Christmas Carol. I
I'm
know.
just trying to look at this through the bad guy's perspective, all right?
I know.
Maybe they're on to something. Maybe we've been looking at it wrong. Maybe that's why we have so many versions of this story. Maybe we haven't told it right.
Dragon hates Tiny Tim and wants him to die.
Oh, God.
No, he's just analoging from the bad guys for perspective.
Exactly. Come on.
Dragon's not heartless. He only wants Baljeet to die.
No, I don't want Baljeet to die. I just want him to suffer a little.
Well, there you go. Anyway.
Not a killer of children.
All right.
All right. So, let's see. So, I guess he's got the head and the chops and everything's laying at the whole Tiny Tim thing. The piranha suggests that he reaffirms the love of receiving the gift of a lump of coal, which is basically a badge of honor for the bad guys.
Yep. It makes, like I said, I like that kind of stuff. Does make me. I kind of do like that kind of different perspective. Like the villains, like if they want to be bad, well, there you go. That's their ultimate reward.
Yeah, but I mean, they steal whatever they want. So they don't really have much that they really want aside from like, okay, the coal just confirms we're making the right choices in life.
Yep.
Oh, the affirmation. Oh, the coal-like affirmation.
I just want him to suffer a little.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why is he saying it like it's a bad thing?
I don't know. I don't think he is. I think he finds it funny.
All right.
But yeah, it's like you raise a good point though. It's like, yeah, they can steal whatever they want. Why would they need presents from Santa?
Yeah. Anyway, so all the Santa talk gives the wolf an idea.
It's like to basically be like a reverse Grinch almost.
Yeah, or like very close to Robin Hood here, as the snake points out.
Yep, it's like they sneak into the house and leave behind presents to increase the Christmas spirit. It's like that sounds like Robin Hood, who is like the ultimate good guy.
We're doing good for the greater bad.
Exactly.
Which is a really good line. You got to give him that.
It is a good line. Like I do appreciate this. I kind of do appreciate some of the stuff that happens here for what it is. I just think that some of the other alternatives that would have actually been that doesn't really fix the excuse of Dragon.
No, I know that. I'm just saying. I think that's why they did. That's why they cheated the house bit. Like they couldn't animate to go inside. So it's like we're gonna show them having difficulty, and then people, adding some chimneys.
Yes.
All right. So
I know why they did it, Dragon.
Sure. So, we have that. We have the gift thing. And we also have a music issue, which there's no Christmas music playing. It's just Doom tunes.
Yep. So yeah, because of the whole Saint Nick thing and the lack of spirit, they started playing basically metal, like ho ho no kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So basically they deviate the plan here. So Wolf and Snake, or the Mr. Wolf, Mr. Snake, they're going to the department store and delivering the gifts. Snake, of course, has a great conflict in giving, period, which we saw in the movie. We saw the whole push pop thing. He's got difficulty doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
trouble sharing.
Trouble sharing, like saving guinea pigs versus eating them.
Yeah. Well, the guinea pig there kind of deserved it.
He really should have eaten that Rich Coyote character. That would have been really shocking and awesome.
Yeah, but they probably didn't want to terrify the kids anyway. And besides, they're supposed to be good guys at that point.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It makes sense they didn't do it, but it wouldn't. Oh, it would have been really something though. Of just like,
or if they get another snake character, like, well, I won't eat you, but I won't stop him from doing it.
Yeah, then we have to introduce like another snake.
Yeah, I know. Again, like I said, the stuff in that movie is more excusable than that, and I guess I don't know.
Or, oh god, here's what you do. It's like, I won't eat you, but my attorney might. And then we have another snake who's his attorney and he eats him.
That's pretty much what I just proposed, but now I'm just an attorney.
Yeah.
All right. That's the only wrinkle we added was the fact that he's an attorney.
Yeah, I added on to yours, Jacob. I'm not saying I just came up. I'm adding on to yours.
I know. Just thought it was kind of funny that why specifically an attorney?
Well, because he's a snake. Get it? Why else would he be there? He's a bad guy. He's about to go to prison. I'm going to get my attorney to file an appeal. But on his way to do so, he's going to grab some lunch.
All right.
He's going to make all my problems Go away.
All right.
All right.
I really,
So,
I really want to rewatch the movie now.
yeah,
But either way, like, yeah, they don't go into their houses, but then Mr. Shark decides to go and fix they do the presentation at the radio station.
yeah,
But the lady there is not having any of
yeah.
it.
Also, additionally we see the snake. He's swallowed the present. Then we have he swallowed the gift, and he has to make him spit it up. And then also a vase.
A vase.
The wolf, meanwhile, he has a similar issue, like hiding it on his tail. So the two of them have some room to grow there.
Yep, they're still the bad guys after all.
The shark gets into a fight with the female DJ who's whooping his butt.
Actually, now, Dragon, are we gonna answer Little Blue here?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to remember if we actually covered Shrek 2 or not. If we didn't, then yes.
And this one I know we did. We've done the Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah.
So that one we're not going to cover. Most likely not going to cover again.
Yeah.
But going on. So yes, they have trouble with the DJ. Webbs patches them in, and then Mr. Piranha gets to use his lovely pipes again.
Yep. Stealing this Christmas.
Yep.
It's a good montage. Good holiday montage. Let's see. So we have like the moment where the car's going against the moon, kind of like a sleigh.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool shot, I got to admit.
Yeah. So let's see. So people are starting to get into the holiday spirit. It's Christmas Eve after all. So the wolf wants to hedge his bet because everything seems to be going the way they need it to, but they really wants to hedge the bet, so they need something big and
basically go over the top.
Yeah.
And the idea there is to basically commandeer a snow cone machine and turn it into a blit and make it snow. Oh, that's not the initial idea, though.
Yeah, the initial idea. Okay, initially the shark thinks, you want me to do my one-man show Christmas Carol. All you got to do is ask, like, no, we got to do something big though. We like fake snow. Says, well, we can.
Well, Mr.
Webbs wants to hack the atmosphere to make it snow somehow.
And not to mention that Mr. Shark wanted to play all the characters in his performance.
Yep, but probably not that no good punk Tiny Tim.
Yeah. Dang it, Tiny Tim.
Yeah, you just want to walk, you just want to saunter up and just like catch you so small, just like kick out the little crutch and this is keep on walking.
It's like, get out of here.
It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You fell? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go get your crutch there. Oh, I'm sorry. I kicked it down a storm drain. Well, good luck with that. I'll see you.
Like, wait, is that a balloon down there?
Oh, why don't you go get it? It's not that far. I'll help you. He just shoves him down there. It's like, oh, no clown, just a tremendous head injury. Oh, you better hurry double time. We don't have modern medicine in the Dickensian era, so good luck with that.
Wait, wouldn't the medicine in the Dickensian era still be considered modern medicine at that point? From their perspective, it would be modern medicine.
All right,
but if talking about plays from like anachronism, I guess that would work.
Well, they would have sucked they would have sicked the leeches on them.
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay, Timothy. Just hold still. We're gonna adhere this bloodthirsty parasite on you. Get the lawyer away from the boy. We're gonna put this leech on him.
Dragon, people actually still do use leeches.
Like, get out of here. There's no way people are still using leeches.
I mean, yeah, like they use it for like bloodletting and stuff like that. Like minor tangent, but when my cousin was younger, he got bit by a dog. Like part of his ear got torn, and to stop the blood flow, they actually put leeches on his ear.
Oh my God, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Like, well, I mean, it worked.
Yeah, but it's leeches, though. We're going to put, like, a living, bloodthirsty creature or another living person. I know back then it was done, but it was back then, before we knew better.
I mean, like, trust me, it's, like, very well controlled, and he hasn't had any issues.
Well, I would hope not.
But seriously,
I'm not saying you can't live from it. I'm just saying it sounds very archaic and barbarian.
Well, I mean, it worked.
I know it worked. It's the whole principle of it.
I know, Drew. I'm just saying, people technically still do use leech treatment.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that it is an actual practice we're still using today. That's anyway.
I mean, granted, that was like 20 years ago now, but so I don't know.
You could have mentioned it was 20 years ago.
Well, I did say when he was younger, but I guess
I don't know how old your brother is.
Cousin.
I'm sorry. I don't know how old your cousin is.
Like I said, that's why I'm saying that now. It was like 20 years ago.
All right.
It's like he's older than me as well, so it's like I don't. So like I said, I don't know if that's changed in the 20 or so years since then, but technically at that point they still did use leeches. But either way, but let's move on.
All right. Okay.
I'm honestly surprised the snow cone machine's actually making money at that time of year.
I know, me too.
Well, maybe it is in a tropical area and they don't get a lot of snow, so
that is kind of the suggestion.
It's like it does kind of take place in like a California or Florida-esque area, which granted, those places do get snow, just not a lot.
I enjoy a good snow cone.
Me too. What is it that you called them before? Like,
well, that's a thing. Well, for around my part, it's snowballs.
Like I've always heard snow cones, and like you were surprised when I mentioned snow cones.
Well, it's not. I'm surprised. No, there's there's the question of like if it came in the cup or if it was like in the cone. If it's in the cone, then usually it's snow cone. But traditionally, if it's just in a cup, then it's a snowball. At least on mine.
The funny thing is, I always heard it called like shaved ice or something.
Well, either way, they call it shaved ice in this, which is also accurate. It's just there are a bunch of different names for it.
It's basically ground up ice covered in 100% sugar syrup.
Yeah. Anyway, so the bad guys, they basically engineer it. They use a little device that Webbs gives them, and Wolf it's put on there. Wolf just has to turn the dial to 5, and it'll start snowing with the vent they've turned upward. And it'll kind of create a little fake snow and get everyone in the holiday spirit. Does that, however, Wolf, he cranks it up, not to 11,
to 10. I don't know if it goes to 11.
Jacob, it always goes to 11. It's not supposed to go to 11, but it does.
Exactly. They took their lesson from Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Toy Story 2 took a page from Spinal Tap. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, fun fact, Zurg's Ion Blaster goes up to 11 because of Spinal Tap.
Did they actually confirm that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever watched the commentary.
Uh-huh. All right.
Is that on Disney Plus?
The commentary?
Yes.
Sometimes
they do put commentary on Disney.
There's a slim chance of it, Jacob, but I would not hedge my bets.
All right.
Very slim.
But Mr. Wolf decides to go beyond 5 that she recommended, which if you think about it, why would she even, well, it probably was for the whole geothermal thing that she was planning earlier, but
yeah.
So they put it up to 5, and they'll just have a nice, gentle snowstorm to solidify the holiday spirit. But he puts it up to 10, and things go very, very wrong very, very quickly.
Initially it works, then everything is just literally freezing. It creates like a snow, an icy vortex, which is like an ice tornado. It's hitting the place and going crazy.
It literally creates like a tornado and everything. like a tornado full of, as you said, a vortex that like sucking everything in. Basically a new winter storm.
All right, so the bad guys, they're going to turn the machine off after Wolf gives his apology there, and he says, he just basically, he gives them some sentiment here.
It's like what gets him through the year doing this holiday heist with those guys.
And they're all kind of tearing up, but they're covering it up, saying, "Oh, it's a lame excuse." Like these are theatrical tears. Yeah.
But unfortunately, it gets covered in ice, and that means even Mr. Shark isn't able to get into it.
Yeah, even their biggest guy can't do it, which then brings about, wait a minute, big guy, I have an idea. So they bring in Robo-Claws.
Robo-Claws.
Oh, Robo-Claws, oh, Robo-Claws. Please aim your flamethrower that way.
Up on the rooftop, reindeer paws, out jumps. Oh God, it's Robo Claus.
All right. So yeah, so Robo-Claus, basically Wolf is piloting Robo-Santa.
Robo Claus.
Well, yeah, well, they call him Robo-Santa. I call him. I kind of call him Robo-Claus in this case.
I know Robo Claus sounds better anyway.
It does. So Robo-Claus there, he basically used the flamethrower as the bad guys are in peril in the vortex. He crashes through and destroys the device, stops the blizzard.
Yep, and everything is all right again. As it turns out, Webbs was right. Webbs was right earlier. The townsfolk love Robo Claus.
Yeah, everyone they love their new mascot. We have like the velvet rope gag with the shark, just like putting that velvet rope for all the paparazzi essentially and the fans.
Everyone is going gaga for Robo Claus.
And then we have the shark's big moment of acting, which I gotta be honest, our fill-in voice actor for Craig Robinson is not great here. This is like his big moment. This should be like Craig Robinson, and it's not. Where he's doing like his Santa voice and telling everyone to go to bed and show up to work, especially you, security guard.
Like, do not show up to work.
Yeah, do not show up to work.
It's like, well, do as you say, Robo Santa.
Yeah.
But and then it's like, so the bad guys prepare for their holiday heist-acular, but then they get sick.
Yep. Wolf sneezes and they're all sick from the blizzard. They're too sick to pull off the heist in a cruel, ironic twist of fate. And what's worse?
Someone broke into their base,
And
left them presents.
oh, the horror!
It's like we must have done so much good. We ended up on Santa's nice list.
Which is a hilarious payoff, by the way. In fact, they're rewarded for doing something nice, and it's like the worst thing ever for them. So they plan revenge.
and which their goal is to go to the North Pole and pull off the heist against Santa himself.
Yeah, with like the gag with Mr. Steger's wearing like a ski mask. I can never show my face again.
It's like since they're on the nice list, it's like it'll be an embarrassment.
Yep. So anyways, they're gonna heist the North Pole next year.
Yep. Which, considering they went good in the interim, we're never gonna see that happen.
Yeah. So like happy heisting to all, and to all a good heist.
Yep.
And then the scary Santa floats by scaring people still.
Yep. It would have been like I said, it would have been those other alternatives actually seeing the heist itself. I think would have been a lot more fun.
Do you think we should have shown Santa? Or do you think they would not in this? I'm saying had they like? Do you think just? I like that we didn't show Santa, but I do wonder if we did that heist that you're suggesting. Though, would you want to see him?
I mean, to answer both of your points. Like I had to respond to both of your points. Like it is kind of interesting that we don't see Santa here. They don't even imply that. Well, actually, they do imply that. It is kind of nice that we don't see him, and it kind of makes the payoff at the end a lot better since they got on the nice list. It's like so, but regarding the actual heist story, it would have been kind of interesting. Like if they could have pulled like a Miracle on 34th Street, it's Die Hard aspect of that. Like they're trying to pull a Die Hard, but it ends up being like Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah, there you go.
Like where like they need someone who could be or could not be Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And plus the whole Die Hard angle of it, they could still try to pull the heist and everything, but they still have to contend with like this small Santa who may or not be the real thing.
Yeah.
Now, at least that's my perspective. At least that's my quote unquote pitch for Bad Guys Holiday Special.
All right. Well, we've reached the end.
Yes, it's like so. Final thoughts, then, Dragon.
Oh well, first, final thoughts from me. It's kind of like what I was saying before. I mean, look, it doesn't top the other DreamWorks holiday specials really by a long shot. It's okay though. It's okay. I mean, I think the bad guys are really good. They're a good team. They're good in ensemble, fun personalities. But as we kind of showed here, they only work in a very specific context, and it makes you wonder if they're ever going to do any sequels or anything with the bad guys because they're redeemed at the end of that thing. It's kind of the thrill is kind of gone, so we have to do a prequel like this. And I'd be open for bad guy prequels, but that the crux of that story is that it's the like the hint of redemption. Like these guys, they're bad guys, but they're doing something kind of nice so they can do villainy. So it's a question of like, would we keep doing that if we did more with them? It's I don't.
It's a shame because like the movie was like had such a. The funny thing is like the movie had like such a this brisk pace. I mean, the movie was basically paced very perfectly, almost like
Until the third act, because
I mean,
we need all those gerbils, man.
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying like the movie had a very fast pace to it. But the funny thing is like this is like a very kind of a slower pace. Like sometimes a slower pace is a good thing, but it just didn't really work with this kind of style that the bad guys were there for. That's like what made the movie so good in the first place.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm going for?
No, I do. So the point being, this one, it's a bit iffy. It doesn't quite have even just like the pacing of the other holiday specials, or it doesn't quite have it doesn't feel like a real special, like an event. It feels like a fully fleshed out one and done story on those other specials. This feels a little bit like, I mean, it's like obviously there's a beginning, middle, and end of this, but it's just I don't know. There's something just like the thrill isn't quite.
It could have used like more time to be fleshed out.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's like I can say it's probably not going to become a holiday classic anytime soon.
Sadly, I don't think so, and
which is a shame. Which is a shame because the movie is great, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And what were you going to say, Dragon?
It's kind of sad because it feels like I think if they really believed in this, I'm not saying that it's like the kiss of death again, but it's like it feels like if they really believed in this, they would have fought harder for like getting the rest of the cast in on this. And I don't know, maybe that would have. I don't know. It feels like that might have revitalized a little bit. Like, what can we do with this? This does feel very much like an afterthought versus like something that was like, hey, we're reaching the end of this really fun production. Let's do a little holiday thing, like essentially what happened with all the other ones. Like, hey, we have the models, we have the animation, we have a little bit of budget left over. Let's do a little Christmas special, and it'll be awesome. And this it felt very disconnected from that spirit of like the DreamWorks holiday specials to me.
And like I mentioned, it does kind of feel like they were like doing a season and they just like ripped this out as like a standalone.
Yeah.
And I mean, there were highlights of this. I just don't think it lived up to what the bad guys could be.
I agree.
I love the movie and everything, so it's kind of a shame. Like, and maybe if they gave the series a bit more time, I think this kind of thing could work. But if the series is going to be anything like this, I mean, that's probably not going to be too much to write home about. Unfortunately.
Yep.
It's a shame because they have such great characters to work with.
Yep.
Anyway, that's my final thoughts.
Okay, so before we wrap up, just two things. One, I want to thank the folks for tuning in. Code Geass anime fan, Little Blue.
Yes, and thank you guys for joining us.
Now, just to take a moment, speaking of wrapping things up, let's unwrap something that's under the tree. Let's peek beneath the wrapping paper a little here. Oh, let's undo that tape. I feel something plush.
What's it gonna be?
Oh boy! Oh boy!
And I see something sweet.
Oh bother! It's Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
A very merry Pooh year indeed.
Doesn't really fit the rhythm.
No, it doesn't, not at all. But yes, folks, Winnie the Pooh, a very merry Pooh year.
And when can we expect the Pooh year?
We can expect it. I believe Sunday. Assuming nothing goes wrong, you can expect it. Look, actually, folks, we might have had a scheduling snafu. Let's just say it's coming soon. It'll be before Christmas. It is the next one we are going to do.
All right, but Dragon, we do have something prepped for tomorrow, Christmas related. That isn't seasonal shenanigans.
That is true. It is shenanigans adjacent.
Exactly, and it's something we've discussed before in July. Funnily enough.
Yes.
So I'm sure some of you know what it is based on our general schedule, but be there. But be there tomorrow when we do that.
All right, folks. Time to dash away all. But as we wave goodbye, don't you cry. We'll be back again next time.
For even more seasonal shenanigans.
Fa la
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 la la
la
la la la.
la.
We're doing good for the greater bad.